What's up, guys? It's MB Boxing. I just finished up watching Ohara Davies versus Ismael Barroso, and this was a 12-rounder for the WBA Interim Super Lightweight World title. And this fight was Saturday, January 6th from the Virgin Hotels Las Vegas in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this fight was broadcasted on DAZN. And in this fight, we saw a huge victory here for Ismael Barroso, getting back at it, picking up this interim title and brutally stopping Ohara Davies in one round. At 40 years old, that power is still there in Ismael Barroso, and he got the job done here quick. So just to break this fight down and how it went, Ismael Barroso came out there. Davies was sort of pressing a bit going forward, and whilst he was going forward, he got timed by a very nice left hand that clipped the chin of Ohara Davies. Davies was rocked bad with that big left, was wobbled backwards, clearly was just out of it. Like, he was just really stunned, and Davies was just bombarded with some big left hands, some big shots from Barroso after getting wobbled, and he got dropped. He got back up, looked very, very shaken, looked like he was not even there, but then the referee let it continue because obviously it was fairly early into the fight. So Barroso just jumped back on him, hit him with some big shots, dropped him again. He got back up, and the referee waved it off. Didn't like what he was seeing, and I think it was a good stoppage because Davies was just out of it. Like, he was just not really there, wasn't really responding correctly. But yeah, an excellent win this is for Ismael Barroso. Back in May of 2023, he did face Rolly Romero, as we all know, for the vacant WBA 140-pound title, and he was up big in that fight and got robbed by the referee. Wasn't really that hurt. He dropped Romero actually, and his knockdown was sort of more of like a push down, and the referee waved it off when he wasn't really getting hit with big shots, and it was a terrible stoppage. And it wasn't like he was hurt and the referee stopped and it was kind of controversial. I mean, this one was insane. Really one of the worst stoppages of the few years, and let alone just 2023, just of these past years, maybe even these past 10 years. But, I mean, this was an interim title fight, and one weird thing is that the WBA said that they were getting rid of interim titles back in, like, I believe it was like August of 2021, something like that, and they got rid of him. We haven't seen an interim champion since. And then now, for some reason, we have an interim title fight here with Barroso and Davies, but it's whatever. I mean, I guess Barroso is now the interim champion. So, I mean, this goes into question, what is next for him? I mean, if you look at the WBA ranks, he is now, or he was ranked number 3. The rankings were updated just as the new year happened. And he was ranked number 3. Ryan Garcia is number 4. Kenneth Sims Jr. number 2 for his eliminator victory over Akhmedov. And then at number 1 was Ohara Davies, and Davies obviously lost. But now Barroso is 25-4 with 2 draws and 23 KOs. And so for Ismael Barroso, he's now the number 1 ranked. He will be number 1 ranked next rankings when they put them out, and he also has the interim title, obviously. So there could be multiple things that could happen next. We could possibly see Rolly Romero take on Barroso in a rematch for the world title that Romero does have. And then obviously there's Kenneth Sims Jr. there that won a big final eliminator against Batir Akhmedov. We could possibly see him fall into play maybe against Barroso for another sort of final eliminator bout, because for some reason guys have to win multiple eliminators to get title shots. And then, I mean, Ryan Garcia is also there at number 4, and Garcia obviously is a big fight, and he's fought on, obviously, with Golden Boy on DAZN multiple times. So, and we could see that possibly, but most likely it could be anywhere between like Romero versus Barroso, obviously Sims versus Barroso, or even Ryan Garcia possibly. But as for Ohara Davies losing here for the 3rd time in his career, this is a really tough loss because Davies now drops to 25-3, and this was just also very tough because he hasn't lost since his fight with Jack Catterall in 2018, and was coming off of some decent wins in 2023, specifically his win over Lewis Ritson, who he stopped. And, I mean, it also sucked because it happened in the first round, and this was also his U.S. debut, getting knocked out here. But for him, I really don't know what could be next. He might just take on a few lower level fighters, get some wins, maybe get up to like 28 wins before maybe getting another possibly decent opportunity against a fairly high ranked fighter. So overall, Ismael Barroso turns it up in his comeback since his very controversial defeat to Ohara Davies, or excuse me, to Rolly Romero. As in this one, he was able to knock out Ohara Davies in one round to win the WBA's interim title. And yeah, that's really it. I'm MB Boxing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.